Yo, I make another video. Yeah. I had a moment again. I uploaded today video and then, oh gosh, I'm crying. I'm not sad, but really confused. I was like, I'm not gonna continue doing YouTube videos. It's stupid. And still, I'm not quite sure. Maybe that thought will stick so deep in my head that I will one day stop doing YouTube videos because I don't feel really proud about it. I feel like it's stupid the way I'm doing them. It's not that I'm doing YouTube videos, but also the way I'm doing them right now by just talking. I'm not putting, you know, mm, the people I usually watch are people that are putting a lot of effort into their videos and they make like more entertaining content, And I'm just sitting here being like, yeah, I'm just yapping. I'm just talking. Actually, when people started to use the term yapping, I didn't even know what it meant. I think I don't know what it means. This is really important information. But I don't know. I feel like it's not meaningful to do those videos. Because I'm usually someone who wants to put a lot of effort into what I'm doing. Yes, I kind of try to put effort into my art. But with YouTube, like, I don't want to put any effort into it because I I don't have the energy. I want to focus more time on my art than to put effort into my videos. And yeah, sometimes I look at my channel and I'm like, this is all stupid. What the fuck am I doing with my life? Why am I doing this? This stuff is fucking cringe, man. I hate it. I have this so much, and I have moments where I'm like, I'm just gonna delete all those videos. I'm gonna put them on private, but then I feel bad about it because I know there were people watching and I know there were people invested into them. So I'm like, I'm gonna let them be on the channel as they are, but I'm not gonna continue videos. And then I see something online, and then I start being motivated again about it, and I have this whole struggle with my YouTube channel. I don't know if my YouTube channel and me ever will go into peace with each other the way I'm doing the videos right now because it's fucking cringe that I don't know, like me just talking, just talking, and there's nothing cutted. People usually don't do that. Like, people usually just um upload cutted content. Even though I saw today one video of a guy who just uploaded it, I think pretty uncutted, and I think he was kind of going for the same thing I'm doing right now, like documenting himself, which was, I saw it and I was like, damn, I'm not the only one. And maybe that is what I should do, like documenting my life and seeing the journey of my life and seeing how I evolve as a person. I don't know if I evolve as a person. I don't know, but maybe there's already something cool about that. But then I struggle and I'm like, it's horrible what I'm doing, and it's fucking cringe, and like, it's if people would see that, well, if a lot of people would see that, they would be like, what is this person trying to do? Why is she doing this? This is why nobody's watching. But this is not true. Like, his video was watched by a lot of more people. Um, so there are people being interested in content like that. It's just that the algorithm doesn't push my videos at the moment. Maybe because there is no face on it, or maybe I'm just the unlucky person. I don't know. Because he got like around 100 clicks on a video. I had that in the past when I was showing my face, but yeah, I don't feel comfortable right now with showing my face. I say that a lot of times. Yeah, I actually wanted to go to sleep, and then I grabbed my phone. This is a really unhealthy habit. I shouldn't do that, but I do that at the moment. And I grabbed my phone and I was going Instagram and I saw some really funny reels by a dude um sharing random stuff about his cats. And I was so into the videos and I just loved them a lot. They were really funny and I followed this dude because it was really wholesome content. And I just realized that, the videos were really simple, but it was really entertaining. And I usually don't follow content like that, but I was like, damn, like that dude is really funny, you know? I want this dude in my timeline on Instagram. And then I was thinking, what if there is meaning to my life when I would do videos that are entertaining? I don't want to put a lot of effort into them. I don't want to try harder and be like, I'm gonna put more time into my videos, because as I said, I'm working on my manga right now, and this is the only creative energy I want to put more energy into, because you don't believe how much of effort it takes to draw a manga, because it's not just drawing. It's not just drawing. You have to storyboard first, so you have to figure out what is happening. You have to create ideas, but not just that. You have to have an entire world building. You have to have stories behind the characters. You have to, when it's a shonen and it should be an action story, then you have to create the whole like power system, and you have to detail everything out that it is logically working. So it takes a lot of effort, and I can tell you it's a lot of work, and that's so much work that I don't have the energy to put, like if I would put some energy into another creative thing, I couldn't focus on my manga anymore. So I don't want that. So this is why I'm just making raw material on YouTube to have as much energy as possible for my manga. No, I'm sleeping a lot right now because of the medication. I think I am kind of fast with my manga, which is good. I just don't know, because sometimes I think there are not many backgrounds, and I'm really bad at drawing backgrounds at the moment. But then I feel it doesn't need any background. But I don't know. I'm just really confused with backgrounds at the moment. I'm really in a beginner when it comes to this. This is why I don't really know when to put a background into a panel and when not to put a background into a panel, Yeah. So, yeah. What if I'm just entertaining by. What if I just create meaning in my life by being entertaining? I don't believe that anymore. I just said that like once a second ago, and now I'm like, nah, I don't think that's true. And I don't know if this video has any meaning to it, it's just me complaining and being a little bit unsure what I'm doing, and keep repeating the overall cycle of saying that I don't know if I will continue YouTube, because I really feel like maybe I shouldn't just record myself raw online. Maybe it's a really stupid idea to do that. Maybe content like this is not desirable, but I think I kind of like the idea of like having raw content, just raw talking with no like filter on it. It's kind of cool, but I don't know. So, do I want to enter a video? Yeah, I want to enter video. And like sometimes I look at my channel and I'm like, yeah, I just have like 10 clicks on a video. And then I'm like, why am I still doing this shit? This is so stupid. I have the same issue with my manga, but with my manga I'm not giving up. With my manga I will continue, even though it's hard sometimes. I'm being quite honest, it's hard sometimes, when you spend so much time on your manga and then it's just 10 people reading it. This is just not really cool, and then you think like it will be like this always, and I'm crying, but I'm not really sad right now, I'm just really confused. I just really hope that in the future more people will read my manga. I really hope that more people will be invested in Stonebreaker because I think it deserves much more readers. I think it kind of stands out already, even though I'm not really at the point where I can really show off what I actually planned with the story. I think I'm still kind of right at the beginning and kind of how do I say this? Kind of how do I say this? I forgot the word for that. Kind of show the beginning and kind of get into the story right now, showing off the characters and stuff. There's not a lot of crazy stuff right now happening. It's more about the characters right now, like the characters are driving the story in a way. But this is what Stormbreaker is, but I have a lot of crazy stuff planned. A lot of crazy stuff for it, like really original stuff that you never really saw in another story before, and I just think it deserves more readers. And I think it already was a good story right from the beginning. Sometimes I look at it kind of helps me to talk about it. Maybe I should continue doing this channel for me to survive this whole thing that Stormbreaker is not really seen by a lot of people. Maybe that helps. That I share my thoughts with people and people can relate to that. And maybe it's kind of cool to see to see myself growing on YouTube when I would grow. I don't know when that will happen, but whatever. So with Stormbreaker, what I wanted to say, I forgot what I wanted to say. I just talked about the story and about how I establish a lot of stuff right now, and then I said how hard it is. Yeah, I think one thing I struggle with is that my first pages are pencil drawn, and the third or fourth chapter is really badly drawn, because at that time I was uploading on Manga Plus Creators, and I was uploading there, and I was really I was like, that chapter was good, and I was like, yeah, I want to upload this faster because I really want to get new reactions out. And for that reason, I kind of really didn't put a lot of effort into this chapter, I was just sketching it down, and I didn't even use the fine liner, even if I should use a fine liner. I didn't use the fine liner because I was like, I don't care right now. I just want people to see my chapter right now. This is how I felt. And I mean, this is the decision I made, but I wasn't drawing this chapter by really focusing on the art, but I mean, it still is a piece of art in a way because you can see how I didn't really pay attention to the whole chapter a lot. But every other chapter I worked on, I I was putting much more effort into it, and I was drawing it until the end in detail, but sometimes I'm afraid of myself that that could happen again. That I work on a chapter and I will be lazy, basically. And yeah, I hope that doesn't happen because it makes me feel guilty. But in the end, it doesn't fucking matter because I don't think it's a bad thing if a manga sometimes has chapters that are not that great. I mean, the chapter is not bad for itself, but there's this one scene where Siluro and you see the background and all the NPC characters are just not like there is no detail in the background because I was just fucking lazy and I was like, people get at my idea. It's alright, I don't have to draw this through. And I feel really horrible for that I made this decision. I should drew this in more detail. It's not really detailed because I was like, I want a lot of people to see my stuff fast, and I don't ever want this to happen again, but I'm afraid it could happen one more day when I feel like I draw and then I'm like, oh, I want to upload it now. I don't care anymore about all the details. And then I regret what I did, But maybe that's part of drawing a manga, that sometimes you make decisions that are horrible and you see that in the story and it shows, yeah, the artist was kind of lazy, but if the overall story is good and if the most decisions you make are actually good, and if your manga has scenes that people will remember it for, then I think that's much more valuable than if you make sometimes decisions that you regret. Maybe that's it. Maybe sometimes you will make decisions that you regret later, but if your manga has scenes that will be remembered, and if the overall journey is good, 99% is good, then it should be alright, Maybe that's it. I don't know, I just was like seeing that and I was like, damn, my story is not a masterpiece anymore. But I don't think one chapter destroys the whole story. I mean, like, Hunter x Hunter also has pages where he does this for totally other reasons. He does this because he can't draw, because he has a lot of suffering in his body. But sometimes Togashi has scenes where he's not really drawing anything really detailed because he doesn't have time to. And the work kind of suffers under that, but people still highly regard Hunter x Hunter, And even though Hunter x Hunter has pages where there's so much text on it, people still see it as a masterpiece, So, maybe this is just something we have to accept in manga in general, that sometimes the work may suffer because manga is something you do all the time. It's not just one little project, it's a long project, and it's normal for a human being to sometimes not be at their best. Maybe that's normal, and maybe this is part of creating a manga series. And yeah, there are those exceptions who just can do it perfectly, and I already messed it up a little bit, and this demotivates me to keep going, because then I look at this third chapter and I'm like, or fourth chapter, I don't remember, and I'm like, yeah, this chapter was horrible. Like, not the chapter in what is going on in the chapter, not what is happening in the chapter, but the way I drew some stuff was just really not really well done. And I could have done this so much better. And then I feel like well, what if that happens again? You know, I'm putting a lot of more effort into my manga now. And, but maybe that doesn't fucking matter so much. Maybe this is not a big issue as you may think. Maybe to you as a reader, it doesn't really change the experience that much. You know, maybe you respect it if you see something well drawn, but if it's sometimes not that, it's still alright. When the background is not really there or something. I don't know. Hey, I'm just gonna stop the video, talk for 20 minutes. Have to do something, have to draw now. Or do something, I don't know. Okay, goodbye.